joy to welcome Laurent CHAUSSON.
Oh.
Thank you for being here. I hope you like my French accent. Thank you sincerely for being here. I feel very touched, quite emotional also. And this is actually the first time I will be channeling in England, and nearly the first time I will be channeling in English. So I need your help, your support, your patience, and being tolerant about my mistakes, because my heart is speaking from my heart through my deep consciousness. And I enjoy a lot being here with you all to share the deep intimacy that I have with the spiritual realms for more than 20 years now. So it's really a blessing for me to be able to share with such amazing souls that I have felt when you entered the room. People having the curiosity to go in directions of the unknown, of who we really are, beyond the concepts, beyond the mind. And I really thank the people as you are, as human beings, but I feel really grateful, and I thank all your souls from whom you heard the call for being here tonight. And saying a few words, I feel more at ease. We will spend together this evening with different moments. I will say a few words about my past, the practice of channeling as I do it, the way I do it, and also the view that is the basis of my practice. And then after we will dive into the direct experience of direct channeling. I think you all know probably what it is. It is just the personality of the channeler who is totally at rest on holidays, and the beings of light are free to introduce themselves, speak on their own, and share not only understandings, verbal messages, but also light, wisdom, light, love, and frequencies that have been for many years now encoded throughout my vocal cords, just exactly as it has begun just right now. Maybe you can feel it, because it is for me also not only a path of having opened my own ability to channel the spiritual realms 22 years ago, but it has been also a great self-healing process. And this is actually the self-healing that I will share with you just a bit, because I think it can inspire you on the spiritual path, maybe to get what could be useful for your own path. You know, I was not a child with an openness to talk to angels, or if it was, I don't have any memory about it. And I was brought in a family. My father was an engineer. My mother was a teacher, and then after a psychologist, and they had the face of love. They loved each other hugely, and they showed me love, but I had no imprint at all of any religious pattern or spiritual practice or anything else. And at 37, so very late, so to speak, I attended myself a channeling workshop. A channeler was leading the place for the Archangel Michael to speak, and I was overwhelmed. It activated an awakening from within. I attended once a month this gathering. It was in France, of course, and I felt that something, this potential, was about to awaken, and it, it went very quickly, because in less than a year or a year and a half, maybe, it had become my job. So I was channeling from the morning to the evening, in different places, different angels, archangels, and ascended masters. I did not attend any school, any practice, any chakra activation or anything like that. I just offered my aspiration to get in contact with the spiritual realms and got into the experience. And it was my life. Nothing else was more important than the connection with the divine. And actually, I think it is exactly what helped me to stay alive. And after a few years, I decided that this life was not so bad after all, and to build or to rebuild what was not built or what has been harmed. And thanks to this very deep psychological therapy and also different things, I built what I call a healthy self-ego. You know, this is the thing everyone has to face to one day. Do I consider that I'm another human? Do I have the dignity to be called a human? And when I felt quite rebuilt enough, I came back to channeling because I had been, apart from it, I did a break for 8 years without channeling, and when I came back to channeling, it was very, very, very grounded, and not only grounded in the body, but also grounded in a very emotional centeredness, and I had since the beginning channeled the angels, the archangels, and the ascended masters. And when I say that I did not attend any school or particular practice, I enjoy sharing with you tonight that I've been trained by the ascended master, the Tibetan master Joakul, who's very famous. He's part of the Brotherhood of Shambhala. And every evening invited me to do some channeling exercises with writing, you know, and it helped me a lot to get my mental thinking mind keep quiet. And really I enjoy also mainly in spiritual residential retreats to share some text and some exercise I did at this period, because even for myself, I can read it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. It is so deep, it is so inspirational that I enjoy sharing it with you. So I do not hesitate to share that if you really wish to improve your ability or to open to or to improve your ability to communicate or to get in contact with, I don't know, maybe your guardian angel or Archangel Michael, for instance, or different guides. Do not hesitate to get directly in contact. They are really available at any moment. They live beyond space, beyond time, and they are devoted to compassionate heart to be available as often as we want. It's up to us to decide the moment. Okay, I feel ready. I can take my pen. I put my left hand on the right hand on my chest. I close my eyes and I make the wish. May you, guardian angel, help me to let go any resistances and feel that you are already part of my life, and may your presence become more and more tangible, palpable. I think we are really in a period where we can activate some self-liberation, self-activation, self-discovery, but it implies also that we honor and we pay homage to all the knowledge we have accumulated, the books, the teaching. They're sometimes still so helpful to help us getting more confident, but at some point it all it leads all of us to the direct experience. And my joy is to share, of course, a few words like these with you, but very quickly to get into the experience, because it is thanks to this experience during all these years that I really went on letting go my thinking mind, the process of the comments. I was doing comments when I was working with an ascended master who has a very special way of teaching. It was a bit spectacular, so I was used to make comments, or I don't know, and it was not a good thing because it used to cut a little bit the things, but it's really a way of freedom. And I'm joyful to share with you that this freedom is so precious to me. I wish that you take your own freedom also.
Wow.
Thanks to the years that I spent to build what had not been built in my life, I met the galactic families, the stellar families, and the first one were the Pleiadians. So there are 12 ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective, and they are quite unique among their the galactic families in the way they introduce themselves, because they activate by their presence our multi-dimensional self. The way that we are, of course, this dimension with this physical, with this body, with this mind in time, but it activates something which is beyond the mind, and which is beyond time, which is timeless. And this is actually this timeless dimension that I'm very joyful to be channeling today with a very stable groundness. So for me, the multi-dimensional life ability or anything is a total inclusion, of course, of who we are beyond space and time, but including who we are with this body, with this mind, in time. And actually the Pleiadians help us in a very precious way. Well, they say this through my channel. They help us stabilizing the fifth dimensional frequencies, which is the open heart and this total inclusion that we want to live, to bring in our life, with the frequency of being here and now. So it's very interesting because we've had during these past years some periods to open to do the experience for the first time. But now it's not the first time. The quantum perspective and the multidimensional activities are very common, so to speak. And there are multidimensional healing and so on, connection and frequencies. And maybe now we have to integrate more in the physical body, in the cells, these frequencies. And it is not, it cannot be a pattern. It cannot be something we can all do the same thing, because it is connected to the direct experience of connecting this dimension beyond space and time. And it is unique as the moment each human makes this experience, this contact, it is in a unique way that it will be integrated in the physical body, in the emotional body, in the mental body, and so on, the 7 light bodies. And that's why it's a path of self-discovery. It's a path connected to direct experience. So now, at this period, my channeling abilities are available to a wide range of different frequencies, from the angels to the archangel, some ascended masters, Master Saint Germain, and different other ascended masters, but mainly Tibetan Master DK, Drakul, and among the galactic families, the Pleiadians, and also the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the intergalactics, the Axis, and some new races introduced, for instance, quite recently, a few weeks ago. So, I noticed that when I share, I think it helps me making the emotional stuff at least, so it's very helpful for myself, and it also gets us in a unified field of receptivity and openness. And we don't have to pay any effort in that direction, we just have to relax and to remain open. Two things, because we are about to enter quickly in the frequencies, or we have already entered in the frequencies, but they will be brought in a more direct way. I spoke a little about the freedom and so attached to mine and yours. And I introduce all my activities with two things. The first one is that the importance to the resonance freedom. And I think it's something that you already know very well. And in trance it's not so widespread, you know. So I often have to explain a lot of things to resonance. The resonance is to get more and more confident in listening what happens in our body, in our light field, in our subtleties of our art, and so on. It is exactly when we listen to the poetry at the beginning of the session, we are in that resonance, deep resonance, because it touches our heart, our soul. And I can feel you're so available to this process of resonance that I enjoy it a lot, because my art is to bring frequencies. And the more people are in contact with their resonance, the more they benefit of, in a unique way, what they have come to meet, to activate. And this is the beauty of the process of resonance, because it is not a model. It is not conscious, something which comes from the conditioned mind. It is unique and is connected to the current moment where it happens. And in a few minutes I will be channeling the Archangel Michael at first. I will say also after a few words about the Pleiadians, and I will be channeling the 12 collective Pleiadians. And then after we will have a sharing time. If you have some questions, you are very welcome about my practice of channeling, about the spiritual guides. And if you have some questions about something that have been activated in your own resonance during the frequencies with Archangel Michael and the Pleiadians, you're also very welcome to share. There is no specific topic to speak about, except that I ask you that it is a personal question, personal topic. I find it much more beneficial than asking questions about general points of view, general understanding, even if it can be, why not? It's our curiosity after all. But my channel is really dedicated to self-awakening, to open up what has been dormant, and it seems to have attained now a certain maturity to be quite helpful in that way.